Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Today our special guest is top real estate agent J. Heckendorn-Telenda of Keller Williams Realty based out of Orlando, Florida. In 1989, Jay entered the real estate industry at the ripe age of 18 with the mission of outstanding relationships attract new raving fans every day, setting out his belief that it's all about relationships. In light of the collapsing Southern California market, he directed his energies towards assisting new home builders in closing out their standing inventory by means of equity trades, bulk sales, and traditional marketing methods. He successfully formed and managed several mortgage-backed investment funds via private offerings, and he has managed the disposition of over 5,000 residential properties nationwide and is well-versed in foreclosure, bankruptcy, loss mitigation, and workouts, trends, and processes. Jay also brings a strong background in valuation, renovation, and disposition methods and techniques. Most recently, he has consulted for both the F.B.I. and the F.D.I.C. on the topics of mortgage and real estate frauds and the mortgage bailout plan, respectively. In 2010, he proudly joined the esteemed team of high-caliber agents at Keller Williams Classic in Orlando, Florida, as Director of REO Workouts. He consistently ranks on the top 250 agents nationwide, top 0.0001%, by Wall Street Journal and Realtrends, and according to the Orlando Regional Realtor Association, he closed more sales than any other agent in Central Florida last year, and according to Keller Williams, he is number one for closed transactions in the entire Southeast region. All right, with all that said, Jay, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Keith.
And Jay, if we could start for our listeners, what led you into real estate? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do, or did you maybe stumble into it?
Well, no, actually, as a child, I had helped my mother clean model homes at new construction sites at night, and I was always curious about seeing the different layouts and designs of the homes, but it was actually the affordability and financing that interests me most. So what I would do is I'd look at the price sheet, I'd figure out what the payments would be, how much somebody would have to earn in order to purchase the homes, and just had a curiosity that way. And that said, though, law was actually my first love and ambition. And however, I moved out on my own at a young age, and I had strong earnings as a sales manager for a Singer sewing machine company. So unfortunately, I did not qualify for financial aid to go to college, and that led me to thinking, what else can I do? And I thought about families such as Getty and Rockefeller and Kennedy and such. And, you know, while they all have their businesses in various industries, they amassed their wealth in real estate. And so no sense in me reinventing the wheel, and so real estate it was.
Excellent. And can you talk a little bit about what personal attributes, traits, or qualities you think have most contributed to the success that you've had in real estate?
Sure. Well, my values are trustworthiness, achievement, and fun. And so I define trustworthiness as both character and confidence. Achievement is given, and of course, if you're going to do something, you have to have fun doing it. Throughout my entire career, my mission statement has always been outstanding relationships attract new raving fans every day. So I've been principal in real estate or relationship-based, and rather than focusing on sale or commission, I focus on the relationships, and the sales always followed.
And do you think you give our listeners an example of when these traits have played a role in your path towards success?
Sure. In the beginning, when I built a general residential business, 75% of the business came from referrals from past clients or my sphere of influence. However, relationships that I had with various banks opened the door for me to begin purchasing pools of non-performing mortgages. I would securitize those mortgages and then service them as I worked them out and sold the loans off. And a few years later, another bank gave me an opportunity to manage their contractors, brokers, and the marketing and sale of their foreclosures along the East Coast. So both of these ventures came from the traits and relationships that were developed, and they were very successful wins that catapulted me to higher levels.
And Jay, I think whenever somebody builds a successful business and a career, that sometimes the path to get there is filled with bumps in the road along the way. Can you talk a little bit about some of the major adversities or trials that you've had to overcome in order to achieve your goals?
Well, I began when I was 18. I was baby-faced young man in Los Angeles. And so initially it was quite challenging to earn the trust of clients and have them take me seriously. How I overcame that, I used knowledge to compensate for my youthfulness. So I took a lot of additional courses in finance and real estate law and title. And then I had a couple of amazing mentors that took interest and took me under their wings. I absorbed everything I could from them and applied it, and their insight and guidance was invaluable. So they always gave me ideas that were outside of the box and helped me connect the dots that way. And that was definitely key in helping me rise above the age barrier that I faced.
And as these obstacles come up for you, what kept you going despite the obstacles? Why didn't you give up? What was your driving force?
Well, to be frank, I lived on my own and I provided for my grandmother, so failure really wasn't an option. And I did not view any obstacle as something that could not be overcome. So you just press forward and make it work.
And Jay, looking forward, what's your vision for your business and your career over the next 5 years?
Well, at the moment, I'm repositioning focus back to the retail market and building a team of very gifted and talented agents to capture a greater share of the growing market as our economy is recovered. However, when the next recession hits, I'll shift back to the mortgage default industry, capture both the sale of the foreclosures, but as well, I'll set up two different funds, one to purchase non-performing mortgages and one to purchase foreclosed real estate to hold as rentals. And that'll also trickle down and feed to the team to keep that going during the next recession.
And Jay, what do you feel is the best way that you market yourself as a real estate professional so you can have continual growth?
I'd say be different. I choose a niche and I focus on the needs of the clients in that market versus the typical ego-driven marketing that's prevalent. Also be involved in the community, so schools, charities, Boys and Girls Club or YMCA or any other civic organizations. And then finally, I'd look for problems, whether it's within my duties in serving charities and Boys and Girls Club. I look for problems or issues that may be trending in the marketplace, and then I work to bring solutions to that.
And Jay, I think sometimes when the general public looks at real estate agents, they don't fully understand the value that they provide from both a buyer and a seller standpoint. What do you think the biggest misconception or myth people have about working with a real estate agent?
That's actually a great question. I would say that's exactly it. The misconception is that agents cost money. In reality, the reality is that a good or seasoned agent is most likely to fetch a higher price for their clients that are selling or negotiate a lower price for their buying clients. So there are also liabilities that come with real estate. So I have a saying, if you think hiring an experienced agent is expensive, wait until you see what inexperienced costs.
And Jay, let's say you get a call from a family member or a friend, and they're in another state, and they want to sell their home. Obviously, with your experience and being part of Keller Williams and their vast network of agents, you could probably easily look up an agent and do a referral. But from a general advice standpoint, what advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs?
Well, to be honest, I would suggest first searching the Internet for the Realtrends top 250. Those are the top 250 agents out of 1.6 million in the United States. And I would look to see if there's an agent on that list that services their area. Agents at that level, they have the greatest experience. There's normally high number of transactions, and obviously with each transaction is another experience. And they also have the infrastructure and the systems in place to provide the highest level of service. However, if there's not a top 250 agent servicing that area, then I would ask friends. I would also call a few title or escrow companies to find out what agents are doing most of the business in the area. And then I always think it's a good idea when interviewing agents to ask the agent who they believe their strongest competitors are. And then that expands that out.
And Jay, obviously based in the Orlando, Florida area, and if somebody's looking for a real estate agent in that general area, what's the best way they can find out more information about you and how you can help them?
Well, we have a website. It's www.yourorlandorealestate.com. And then my telephone number is area code 214-244-7857.
Excellent. Well, Jay, I obviously want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come here today and share all your professional real estate experience with our listeners. And if you're listening and you want to learn more about Jay, you can go to his website, like you said, or you can give him a call. Also, below this interview, we'll have a link to his site and any other contact information we have so you can see how Jay can help you with your real estate needs. So with that said, everybody, until our next show, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.